This is a basic video on introduction to masking in Photoshop 2021. Okay, so masking allows you to paint something or modify something that you have on your screen in a non-destructive manner where you can go back and forth. So an example of this would be if we're going to work with this image here today, okay? And I'm just going to make a blank layer on top just so I can show you a few things. If I take a paintbrush and I paint with a dark color here, let me just turn up the hardness so you can kind of see it a little bit better. And then I want to get rid of this color. Now here's the issue with this. Well, I know I can go to the eraser tool. And the eraser tool, well, if I start going to the eraser tool, erase like this. So what happens here is it's all well said, but what if I erase too much? How do I go backwards? Well, if I have my history open, you and I both know that I could step back here with the history. But the problem with that is, what if I did a lot of things since then, and now I'm kind of screwed up? So, again, if I'm painting here, and I got my brush tool, and I use the eraser tool, well, it'll erase whatever's in that layer, but that's not necessarily what you want to do. Because imagine if you're taking this TARDIS police box here, and you want to make everything outside of the TARDIS black and white, but you just want to keep the TARDIS blue. Well, how could you do that? And that's kind of what we're going to be doing this week in this lesson. So let's go over here to our adjustment layers. And when we're in the adjustment layers down here, I've made a blank layer, and I want to show you that if I paint here with black, let's just turn the background layer so we're just looking at this layer here. So we have this black or dark bluish color here, and if I want it in some spots but not others, if I have a layer mask turned on, and the layer mask is right down here at the bottom, and so you see this white, it's usually white or it is black layer mask here. And since it's white, it reveals everything on screen on that layer. So if I took a black brush, it will hide it. Does that mean it's gone? Not necessarily. It's just hidden. So if I want it back, I can switch my brush color. Easiest way is to hit X and bring the white to the front and paint back on. So now whatever I painted on the top on the layer is now back. Okay, so if you look here again, over here on the side, you can see that we're on the layer mask. And if we use a black brush, it will hide whatever's on this layer right here. And if we use a white brush, it will reveal. Now, to get to between the black and the white brush, I'm pressing the X key on my keyboard. If your brushes are not pure black and pure white, maybe if you have gone in here and picked some other colors or something, be careful about that, okay? If that happens, you're like, I don't know if this is necessarily all black. I'm going to try to make it black, and you're down here, and you're not quite black, it's not going to work correctly. So, to get to the default colors, the default black and white colors, press the D key. And you can see over here that my color has jumped to the bottom corner. Watch this. So I'm going to be up here in the red. Watch over here. I'm going to press the D key for default color, and boom, it's down here. And so if I'm back here in this tool here, I can go ahead and get rid of this. But look over here. I am not in the default color, so I want to make sure I'm in the default color. So I'm hitting D, and now I'm back. Okay, so this is basic of how to use this tool, and masking tool is used a lot in Photoshop. It's used a ton. If you ever want to see the mask that you've used, it's that red that you're seeing on screen right now. To get there, you press the key above the return key, between the return key and the delete key on the right side of the keyboard. It's called the pipe key, right there. And that's how you get that on and off. Now let's go back over here to the TARDIS. And I'm going to get rid of this whole layer. I don't need that right now. Okay, so see, you can see here it is. Because I deleted the mask and not the layer. So now the layer's gone. Now, this week, while we're working on masks, I'm going to show you a couple things real quickly. And I looked at some different videos online, but I figured I'd just make you one to kind of supplement. The goal for this assignment, for practice, is to make the entire picture black and white except for the TARDIS. And this is the police box, this is the vehicle, the spaceship time travel machine used in Doctor Who, the TV show that's been around for quite a number of decades. So we're going to take an adjustment layer here, and there's multiples: brightness, contrast, levels, curves, exposure, etc., etc., etc. And we're going to pick the one that's black and white right here in the middle. So when I click that on, it's immediately going to make my picture black and white. And I have some different sliders here. I can modify these sliders if I want a little bit of a different contrast, a little bit of tone to it. See it take the reds, I can bring the reds up or down. Same with the yellows. Whatever looks okay for you. Okay. So once you have all of that done, you can now go in to your layer right here and your layer mask, and you can decide how you're going to make this bright blue. Look at that. I just clicked. Wow. That's because I already have a black brush and I'm on a white mask. So once I start clicking, everything's inside there is going to reveal the underlying layer, which in this case is colored blue. Now I want to talk to you about a couple other tools while I'm in here. Let's go back over here to the lasso tool. There are 3 different kinds of lassos. Regular one, the polygonal, which is straight lines, and the magnetic. The polygonal, since this edge is really straight, if you click there, it will make a straight line. So click down here at the bottom, right there at the bottom edge of the box, and maybe click over here, and let's just click somewhere so you can get back over here. You have to close it. It has a little circle there. So now I've selected all of that. Nothing outside is selected. So I go back to my B brush tool. I'm still in my black brush, and I fill it in. Now to get rid of my selection, I can hit Command D for deselect, which is going to be on the test. Command D, and now it's gone. Okay, so that helped. What other kind of tools do I have over here? How about W, the magic wand tool? Object selection tool, quick selection, and magic wand. Well, let's just try magic wand. Let's click up here. Oh, it caught a bunch, but it missed some things. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Ooh, yeah, it's kind of messy. If I selected just that and I went to my brush tool, and I started painting into this, it would be okay, but I got a lot of speckles. Now it's hard to see, kind of hard to see, but if I went over to my pipe tool, you can see all the spots I've missed. So, okay, so we can actually, if we wanted to, you could leave that on and you could paint with that on. You can see that I'm painting into this, and all that's kind of getting filled in. That's pretty cool. But what other tools do I have over there? Let's turn that pipe tool off for a minute. Let's go back over here to, let's see, my magic wand. What do I have? Quick select? What does that do? Oh, that kind of grabs some stuff there. Oh, I can kind of grab some more. What if I want to add to it? If I hold down the shift key, it will add to that tool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it went over here. Dang it, what do I do about that? Oh, more. Okay, so let's go and zoom in over there. What if I want to get rid of that? I don't want to select all of that. That's like the green stuff. So I want this line to go down here and go back over to my lasso tool. I guess I could use a polygonal still. And so I have my lasso tool selected right here. If I hold down the Alt Option button, you get that little negative sign there. So I can deselect. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go here. I'm just clicking on my edge right there. Because it's kind of a straight line, right? Okay. So, there we go. So I got rid of that. Oh, I still have a little bit here. So I'm going to get rid of that too. Oh, geez. Okay. So I got rid of that. So now, if I use my brush tool, the brush tool is only going to work Your tool's only going to work inside the selection. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay. This is already all blue, so whatever. Let's just back up and take a look. Oh, it's getting there. It's looking pretty good. And I can use a polygonal lasso, or I could just use my brush and do all of this. Be careful with your edge, guys. Use a hard edge on a hard surface. Okay. So you got this edge to it. Let's see. You can go around here. Now it's kind of hard to see, so I can turn my pipe tool on and kind of really look at it. It doesn't look too bad. It's not perfect because I'm just trying to do a quick demo for you. Oh, so it's not looking too bad. Let's go over here and look. And again, I could use a lasso. I could use a different lasso. What else do we have? Magnetic's okay. Let's try the magnetic. What the magnetic does is tries to find the edge. It's not really working well because everything's black and white. So let's not do that. Let's go back over here and let's just use a polygonal. Down, over, down. Oh, cool. And so we just got to wrap it back around till it catches. And you can make your brush bigger or smaller using the bracket keys. Okay, so it's getting there. I'm going to do this whole side. We're going to do down here. Okay. I'm going to do down here too. This is the bottom of it. Be careful down here, because sometimes you're going to be doing this part down here. And what if, let's just draw through here. Just to kind of get some on. Oh, it doesn't look, okay. So what about the grass though? We want the grass to be black and white. We don't want the grass to be colored. So I'm going to turn that back on. So look how terrible that looks down there. So what can we do to fix that? Well, go to your brush tool. Maybe turn this hardness down a little bit. And then flip your mask. So we're painting black, so paint white. And then just kind of go in along this edge. I'm just kind of cleaning it up a little bit, just using a white brush. Okay, just kind of the green stuff here. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys, but I want it to be pretty good for this assignment. Okay. So now if I kind of zoom out, you can kind of see it looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad. So, again, adjustment layers are here. Always work on here. Do not work over here. Always work on the brush. What else? Oh, how about this? If you ever hold the Alt Option button down and you click on the mask, it'll show it to you. It's really good if you miss stuff. Like this whole section right here. Look at all that. I missed that. I'm going to use a black brush and I'm going to paint into there. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and paint there and over there. I'm using my hand tool to kind of move around. Oh, shoot. Look at that. That's horrible. I'm getting there and clean that up. Like this. You are going to be graded on how well you do. Making sure that your edges are really good and tight. You got to turn your brush tool up, the hardness up and down. You can. I know this is all filled in because I saw it. Let's see. How do we do this? Let's see. Fill all this stuff in. Whatever you want. So I'm showing this to you to really help you with the mask. If you don't use this video, it's up to you. But please understand, I made it to help you. The other thing is, so I hold down All Option, I click it back off, and you can see the picture now. Here's the other thing. If you hold the Command button down and you press the mask, you can also get a selection of it. So that's helpful sometimes as well. So I'm going to hit Command D to deselect my selection. Everything's looking pretty good. I am doing the entire police box. I'm turning that in black and white. And that's my practice picture. Once I'm done with that, the assignment for this week is to take this telephone, British telephone booth, and make it red while the rest of the world behind it and around it, everything is black and white. So that's your assignment. You got a real nice crisp edge to this that you can work with. Like look at this top edge. You got a magnetic glass, so let's see if that works. Oops, I didn't change the tool. Magnetic lasso. So I'm just dragging along. I'm not really clicking. It's just kind of catching, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to go down here just so I can reconnect it over here. Oh, that doesn't look bad. So you could do that as well. A couple different options. The other thing with this tool is grabbing the actual photo booth. If you use the magic wand, it's not that hard. Look at that. Look, I just grabbed so much of it. For some of you, this is going to make this week easy. Some of you are going to still struggle with it. But you do have options, guys. Look at that. Look how fast I got that. Make sure you go back in here, add color back in through the windows. But beyond that, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, I may have an advanced track this week. We'll see how it goes. And I hope this is helpful. Thanks so much.